Welcome to Fashion Reverie Talks. I am Tijana Ibrahimovic.
And I am Cicily Daniels.
Fashion Reverie takes you from the front lines of fashion to the front row.
All of Fashion Reverie Talks segments are based on published content found on fashionreverie.com.
So remember, if you want more information on the segments, go to fashionreverie.com.
This week, we are fortunate to have Jordan Engelhardt, founder of Skinny Mixes and a roundup of New York Bridal Week with fashionreverie.com editor-in-chief, William Gooch.
So if you like this episode, and I'm sure you will, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We start every episode with fashion news, and all of our news segments are based on the fashion news alerts found on fashionreverie.com. So let's jump into the current events in fashion, and let's start with you, Cicily.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Gap and Mattel. Now, I don't know, unless you guys are sitting under a rock, you may have heard a little bit about the Barbie movie, which is starring Margot Robbie. And again, Barbie, the iconic doll and toy, is the reference for a new collaboration with Gap and Mattel. And it's going to be two iconic brands coming together with a focus on individuality and connecting through creativity, play, and expression. The Gap Barbie collection is offering tees, skirts, hoodies, button-downs, all the stuff you need, even pet apparel. And there are going to be icons that feature the classic Barbie branding and Gap's signature typeface. So like fans of Barbie, fans of Gap, I think this is going to be your jam. Maybe fans of Pink.
I mean, she's kind of a perfect match for a Barbie movie. I'm happy with who they cast as a Barbie because Margot looks exactly like a typical Barbie doll. So,
Yeah.
But the match of Barbie and Gap, I don't know. Let's see.
I think it sounds
Barbie weren't wearing Gap.
And like easy breeze, like easy and fun. So like if you're into fun, I'm looking for the fun element in the collection. That's what I think will.
I don't know. We shall see. Like, I don't know if you heard me say, but my Barbies weren't wearing Gap. They were wearing gowns and skirts.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of that's a different question. What kind of Barbie girl are you, or like which Barbie are you? I know that when I was growing up, my mother was adamant on buying me Christie dolls so that I had great examples of gorgeous Black women. So even though there was also Black Barbie dolls, so Barbie has has something for everyone. Maybe this collection will.
Of course, and then. There's another collaboration. No, it's not a collaboration, but it's a new capsule collection where we're bringing past back again because Tommy Hilfiger is paying homage to Andy Warhol and Warhol's The Factory from the 1960s. So actually this past fall, consumers experienced the creative of the Tommy Factory in his fall 2022 campaign. But he is so impressed with Andy's fascination with pop culture that always captured the heart and spirit of the American society. So the latest 28-piece homage collection offers garments for both men and women inspired by the artistic energy of Montauk, which is Warhol's famous seaside retreat. So the products span from tops and shorts to swimwear, footwear, and accessories like hats and bags. So let's see what happens since the pieces embrace a theme of prints and sunsets.
I do
and
love
oceans.
Sunsets and oceans, because they make me think of the beach and vacation, which I love. So I feel like anything that brings vacation feelings into my life and wardrobe, I could be here for.
Yes, of course.
And our last bit of fashion news is, of course, a little bit sad. British fashion designer Mary Quant, who was a key contributor to the British fashion invasion of the 60s, has died. She was part of the swinging 60s and women's revolution in fashion, and is best remembered as one of the designers that ushered in the mini dress, obviously a design that is still very popular today. She studied at Goldsmiths University, and with her husband and friend Archie McNair opened the store Bazaar in London in 1955. And it was a very avant-garde store with fashion, art, music, and a bar. And it became like a really hot meeting place for, the celebrities of the time. And there were several stores. And by the end of the 60s, JCPenney was carrying her designs. She also got into cosmetics and makeup, and had a cosmetic line eventually bought by a Japanese company. So Mary Quant was 93 years old at the time of her death, and we celebrate her contribution to fashion. And that's it for our fashion news alerts this week. If you want to stay updated on the segments, you know where to go, fashionreverie.com.
So guys, just recently I discovered a delicious treat, skinny mixes. There are quite a few options here: salted caramel, vanilla bean, chocolate mocha, and cinnamon dolce. Well, great news. I have a founder of Skinny Mixes here with us, Jordan Engelhardt. Hello, Jordan.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you also for letting me taste some of these delicious mixes. So I'm excited because they also have no calories, but we can get to that a little later. However, tell me about you starting Skinny Mixes, and because you had a previous career in real estate, and you left that job and started Skinny Mixes in your mom's kitchen, right? Am I right?
I did. Yeah, no, that's all correct. So, I mean, it all kind of started by the idea of, I think we can all identify, how you would like a margarita or a latte, and they all just have so many calories. So I was on a mission. I was in real estate, and we were embarking on a recession, and found myself with an opportunity to create a line that I thought that women and men would really enjoy, and not have to choose between the margarita or, the morning latte and everything in between. So that was the beginning.
So when we talk about margaritas, are those like mixes that you put in with a tequila and make a cocktail, or?
Right. So this is our new line of our new natural margarita mixes. This is our classic flavor. So it's only 30 calories. You just add the tequila. So it's a non-alcoholic mix, and it's sweetened with agave and real lime juice. So it's a perfect way to have a naturally tasting low-calorie margarita. It does contain a little bit of sugar because, to make it mimic the taste that people, tend to prefer with the agave nectar. So this is my new favorite. I add a little bit of fresh lime. But yes, it's a non-alcoholic mix. We offer 4 different flavors. We have strawberry, key lime, spicy, and peach.
Oh, that's great. And so you achieve low calories by using agave and other natural sort of sweeteners, right?
Right. So real lime juice and a little bit of stevia.
Ah, okay. And so are you also looking to expand your products
of course, as you just showed the audience our new line, which I guess I don't have right here, of the naturally sweetened syrups. We just presented or just got on the shelves at Target. It's doing really, really well. So that is our newest addition, and we're always expanding on that. And then
what are those?
Well, we haven't finalized that quite yet, but
okay.
many more flavors coming. But the way that the company started was, of course, the cocktail mixes, and then we have 100 different items. So this is an item for coffee or for whatever you want to add flavor to. So we have a full line of coffee syrups. Like I said, you can add flavor to anything. We have fruit flavors of blueberry lavender. So it's kind of
Ooh, what an interesting combination.
yeah. So we really have something for everybody, everything from syrups to cocktail mixes. We just launched our flavor burst. So this is something that you can add. This is our peach ring with added energy. You can add it to your water or seltzer water or really anything you want. Just a couple drops goes a long way and it has added energy.
Oh, that's great. That's great post workouts, pre workouts.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. So we're always launching new items to answer your question. This is our sauces. This is actually our newest addition. This is our new peppermint mocha sauce. It's like a topping that you can put on top of ice cream or on top of your latte, or really anything that you want to add a drizzle to. This is our
Okay.
peppermint
And
mocha.
so, what would be one of your recipes that you use, I'd say daily, maybe for your coffee or for refreshment?
Well,
Your
I love my morning. I can't do without the morning coffee without a little bit of syrup in my morning coffee because it adds flavor, it transforms it, it makes it taste like a gourmet latte, and of course, no calories and no sugar. So that's
And
my
which flavor is that?
This is my favorite flavor. This is salted dark chocolate espresso. So it's got a little bit of salty and dark chocolate flavor. So, it kind of tastes like a decadent dessert, but without the calories or sugar.
Oh,
And
okay. So that's how you start your day.
yeah, and consumers love it because they don't have to, spend all that time and all that money in the drive-through. And you get about 24 servings out of one of these bottles, and it's only $7.99.
That's great. So we just finished New York Bridal Week, and our editor-in-chief actually thought that it would be great for brides looking to fit into that very special bridal gown, or even for the bridal reception. What was did you get any feedback from any brides to be?
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, of course, it's a great way to not add that extra sugar and the extra calories during your morning routine. So absolutely. And then, for cocktails every once in a while, it's obviously nice to be able to have a lower calorie cocktail and still hit your cravings. And then I just envision, for bridal receptions, I mean, this line is so pretty and there's so many uses. It's so versatile. I mean, vodka sodas, coffee bars. We're having a lot of success with people just using the syrups in just tap water. So there's just so many uses and so many ways that brides could, obviously not pack on extra calories. And at bridal receptions, it would be very pretty. We really think of
Yeah, I mean,
ourselves as a
let's also not forget that these could be added to maybe a yogurt or some kind of other foods,
yeah,
right?
yogurt. People bake with it. My kids and I just made some cupcakes and added some of our new mermaid syrup to make mermaid icing, and that was really fun. And I mean, yeah,
What's
the
a mermaid
possibilities are endless.
icing? What's a mermaid icing? I don't know
Well, we
that.
have, and I wish I had it here, but I don't. We have a mermaid flavored syrup. It's kind of like a blueberry frosted tasting syrup. So, and it's got a really pretty turquoise color. So yeah, you just add a little bit to some lower sugar vanilla frosting and whip it up and you get.
Very nice. Well, Jordan, thank you very much for sharing a little bit more about skinny mixes. I am looking forward to tasting the rest of the ones that I didn't try yet. And we'll see you next time at Fashion Reverie.
Thank you very much.
Well, it is one of my favorite times of year again, because number one, I get to talk to one of my favorite people, Fashion Reverie editor-in-chief, William Gooch. Yes, Yes.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
See, that's right. I know what to do. And we are talking about everything bridal. I think bridal collections are my favorite fashion weeks. It's just my favorite because I don't know, a romantic, and the dresses are so pretty. And I think I would wear like a bridal gown, like to all kinds of places. Like, I'm gonna keep working on myself. But I mean, there are just so many places, so many different types of gowns, and you can wear them so many places.
And Cicely, unlike what most people think, when you go to bridal shows, it's not just a typical traditional bridal dress. It's a bridal gown for a lot of different tastes. And there's bridal collections. And, because, brides now don't just have one gown for the wedding. They have the bridal rehearsal dress.
Yes.
They have the reception because they want to be able to take off the gown and put on a dress that they can dance in. I mean, I was talking to Mark Ingram, who was on our bridal show last time, and he told me this season he's getting some of his consumers are buying 5 to 7 dresses for their bridal.
I mean, you could have a lot of, I know for my wedding, we had a brunch the following day. You still have to look like the bride.
Right. So it's a lot. And I went to so many bridal shows for bridal week. I was so tired, but it was worth it. It was worth it. This was an incredible spring 2024 season. And for those who don't know, when you go to bridal week, you're always seeing bridal gowns a year in advance, because brides plan their weddings typically a year or more in advance. So those gowns have to be ready to be in the bridal boutiques so that the brides can make decisions. So unlike Fashion Week, where we see the collection 3 or 4 months in advance, bridal, it's a year in advance. So what we saw last week, as bridal week ended a week ago, was for spring 2024.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, were there any major trends that you saw of things that were either new or different, or had come back that you really liked?
Well, of course, we're seeing the big slits in the skirts of the gowns again, because brides want to show off those $1,200 bridal shoes in the photos. So the slits are back, not as much as I saw it in the fall, but the slits were back. But let's go to Madeline,
okay,
which is a show you went with me to, and unfortunately you couldn't go this year, Cicely. And let me tell you, it's a bridal breakfast, and so we get down with the food while the models are walking around in the beautiful collections. And it was at the TK Steakhouse on 43rd Street.
Fancy.
And the food was delicious. And Madeline did an incredible collection this season, a little bit more traditional than it was last season. So last season, there were black dresses and different colored bridal gowns, which you tend to get in the winter collections more than in the spring collections. But this year, she kept the collections a little bit more traditional, but still gorgeous, lots of detail, lots of embellishments, not a lot of trends so much. So this collection could carry on for a couple of seasons in the bridal boutiques. So it won't just be based on a trend that would fade and go in and out. But this was an incredible collection, beautiful, beautiful embellishments on the bodices, beautiful princess gowns, a couple of fit to flare gowns. I didn't see a lot of mermaid silhouettes, but beautiful nonetheless. And really, these gowns will sell. They will do very well on the market.
I like those off of the shoulder sleeves. I like that one that looked like it had like the floral,
she did have the one with the pink and green, I guess, floral embellishment sewn in. Yeah, it was gorgeous, beautiful.
That looks stunning. And then with the the off the shoulder sleeves, there's a few.
Yeah,
of those
and I'm sure our consumers who have the video part of this podcast can see the collection, the image we have right now. But let me tell you, nothing is better than seeing that gown move in person. Nothing.
Well, that looks like a lovely classic collection, and a lot of
very much
find that versatility, but that kind of classic, elegant styling that they might be looking for. They might be able to find their dresses.
Yes, dresses, plural.
So who else are we going to talk about today?
Ines di Santo. Hands down, She is the queen. She is the queen of bridal collections and bridal wear. And this was entitled Symphony 54, which was a reflection on her 54th collection. Can you believe she's had 54 collections?
That is quite an accomplishment.
And I took it a bit further. She didn't really say this in the line notes, but I said she made a reference to Haydn's 54th symphony, which is called the Surprise Symphony. Mm-hmm. And she did have some surprises in this collection. These were, a lot of these garments were, I call them repurposeful bridal gowns. You can use those gowns again for something else. So if you want to go on a red carpet, which I know, Cicely, you do, you can use some of these gowns on red carpet. There were a lot of multicolored gowns. She had this beautiful holster gown that was incorporating a lot of the ruffle trends, that was in a blue floral fabric. It was just gorgeous. And then she had this one gown, I think it was called Pizzicata. That was the Pizzicata, rather. That was the name of the gown. That's a red carpet. That's for a woman who wants to be sexy in a gold embellished dress, and then says, "Hey, I'm getting married in this dress, and I got a nice event to go to next week. I'm gonna wear this dress again." So those were the surprises. I'm calling them surprises because it was a bit of a surprise in her collection. But as always, Ines di Santo knows how to incorporate trends. She knows how to create garments. And in my article, I open up by saying this collection was options, options, options. You have options with her collection. So whatever your taste is, Ines di Santos has it. You just better have the deep pockets to be able to afford it, because her gowns not date, well, I shouldn't say, well, certain bridal collections prices. It's a little up there. But if you saved your money, Ines di Santo, that's the designer to go to.
I love it. Now, obviously I'm already married and currently planning on staying that way. You're welcome, Brett. That's my husband. But like that white, like I love a floral applique. I love the look of that, like corseted with the floral applique. Like I feel like those are classic, but they still have like those special elements, that will make you feel special or make your dress outstanding. And you can wear white to other events. So you could look for me in that floral applique dress someplace.
Or if you have a Renew Your Vows wedding.
Yes. It is my 10-year anniversary this year. 10 years,
Cicely? Have y'all been?
No, it's 10. This is our 10-year anniversary this year.
Brett, are you listening? She needs another dress, another bridal gown.
Oh, that's so funny. But, that might not be a joke, Penny. So now you know. Okay. Well, Ines di Santo, always a highlight of bridal week. And who else are we going to finally talk about? One more.
Nardos. Oh, my God. I had never heard of this brand. Didn't know anything about it. I received an invitation and I went. And guess where it was?
Where?
In the grand ballroom of the Plaza Hotel. Anytime you have something in the grand ballroom, you better bring the goods to show in the Plaza Hotel. And let me tell you, she brought the goods and more. Wonderful. And more. I was not familiar with this designer, but her name is Nardos Imam. She's from Eritrea. I think she's based out of Dallas. And baby, she brought looks for every part of your bridal ceremony, from those poofy, short cocktail dresses, from the dresses with the statement sleeves, in, reflecting kind of Imelda Marcos used to wear those kinds of sleeves. Yeah. I mean, the dresses are just unbelievable. The embellishment, the detail, it was stunning. I mean, it was just, it was just more than I could imagine. And tell you something kind of funny. She had a cocktail party before, so I'm getting my drink on with my assistant Stephanie, and we didn't wait until the last minute to walk into the actual ballroom because we were socializing and getting our drink on. So when we got in, there were no seats seats available left. So me and Stephanie were trying to figure out how we're going to see this collection. We don't want to stand up. So her team was so wonderful. They brought us seats and gave us a place to sit down. And the models were walking from behind where we were sitting out onto the grand ballroom floor. My assistant turned her seat around so she could see the models and they came out of the back. So I was facing front, she was facing back. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Oh, that's so
and taking
hilarious.
pictures, and the gowns were just absolutely wonderful. And one thing I do want to emphasize is that, I want to give Atelier PR, Lou at Atelier PR, and Rachel Leonard, who both started the Bridal Council together, which we are at Fashion Reverie, we are a member of, that they are doing an incredible job in really bringing so many wonderful designers to New York Fashion Week, but also expanding the market to include designers of color. This season, I saw more designers of color than I've ever seen in New York Bridal Week. We always curry Mark Ingram, who was on our show, Cicely. You remember Mark Ingram.
Yes.
And he's been designing for years. But there were so many designers of color at this New York Bridal Week spring 2024 season. Rami El Ali, Ese Azenabor, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, who's Nigerian but based out of Dallas. It was just unbelievable the amount of designers of color that presented at New York Fashion Week. And I have to say this, they are tapping into a market that is expanding. As you and I know, Cicely, African-American women are the most educated group of people in America at this current time. So they hold the most advanced degrees, of which you are one of them, Cicely, and which means that if you're holding these advanced degrees, you got some deep pockets. So they are really very smart. A bridal council is reaching out to those designers of color, bringing them into the market, because these designers of color are really designing for all populations, but they're giving other brides to be of color a choice that reflects who they are. Because I have to tell you this, after the Nardos show, the Bridal Council had a bus. Can you believe this? They took all the bridal industry professionals to the next show, which was on 91st and Madison at the new bridal boutique, the Ese Azenabor, which was an incredible bridal collection. So we don't have time to talk about that collection, but what they're doing to be inclusive and bring more people in, I want to applaud the bridal collection. That's all I got to say.
Well, that sounds wonderful and amazing, and congratulations to Nardo. What's her first name?
Her name is Nardos Imam.
Nardos Imam. I really noticed the silhouettes. That seems like a lot of really fabulous silhouettes. So if you wanted to make that kind of statement when you entered into the room and you wanted either that exaggerated skirt silhouette or a shoulder or something coming out to really announce yourself, I think that there's a lot of things in the collection that can let you make that announcement, which a lot of brides are doing because it is their day, weekend, month.
Yes, it is.
Well, that is wonderful. Thank you for going to all of the shows so that we can all know about the best aspects of the collections for Bridal Week this year. And if you want to see more images and read the articles in full, obviously go to fashionreverie.com. And William, as always, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Well, viewers, that's it for this episode of Fashion Reverie Talks.
We would like to thank our special guest, Jordan Engelhardt, and of course, William Gooch, Editor-in-Chief of Fashion Reverie, for joining us.
For information on these and other stories, go to fashionreverie.com. Thank you for watching.